any of you have ever seen a paranormal type show about the Queen Mary, you've probably heard of room B340. B340 is said to be our most haunted stateroom on board. We are going to walk by it. I do not have keys to get inside of it. Don't even ask me because I won't take you in there. I don't like the room. In the 60s, a passenger was staying in that room when she felt her covers being tugged away from her. She tugged them back up. They got tugged away again. She tugged them back up. Basically, a full-on tug-of-war ensued until she remembered she was staying alone in the room. That caused her to wake up fully, and she saw a gentleman standing at the foot of her bed staring down at her. That caused her to scream at the top of her lungs. He then disappeared into thin air. Her scream did alert the night steward that was staying just down the hallway where we are, and he ran into her room. Upon entering her room, he asked her what had happened. She then calmed down and explained the situation. He then told her, well, I didn't see anybody leaving your room, nor did I pass by anyone on the way to your room. In the 1980s, that was just a standard hotel room when a housekeeper walked into that room and she needed to make the bed. So she made the bed and she needed some fresh towels, went out to her cart, grabbed those towels, went back into the room. The bed she just finished making, all the blankets and pillows and linens were just on the floor in a pile. We got complaints from guests staying in B340 all the time. Guests would say that the lights would start flickering, that the portholes opened and closed by themselves, and the water faucets would even turn on by themselves. Due to the enormous amount of complaints we received, we ended up closing the room down to the public and we stripped it bare. It was bare for a number of years, but crew members still refused to go into that room by themselves. I'm one of those crew members. I won't go into B340 alone. It simply scares me because of what I'm going to tell you next. In 2018, they decided to reopen B340 and market it as their haunted room experience. They turned it into a mini suite, came with a nice queen-size bed, walk-in closet, couch that pulled out into a sofa, as well as a Ouija board accompanied with crystals. Now that's why I won't go into B340 alone, because of the Ouija board. I may love Halloween and all things spooky, but I will never touch a Ouija board ever in my life. The room did cost about $1,000 a night, and people did pay that price and stay in there. The first guest that actually stayed in room B340, the haunted room experience, actually called the front desk and said, okay, we get it now. We're trying to sleep. Can you please turn off the special effects? The front desk attendants had to explain to them that there are no special effects in B340. They left at about 2 a.m. They did not make it through the night. But I guess you could say they got their money's worth, right? They paid for a haunted room experience, and apparently they got that haunted room experience. All of the activity known to happen in B340, we do attribute it to a death that occurred in the room. We know someone died in there. Unfortunately, just over time, we have lost all the information in regards to the death. We no longer know who it was. We no longer know how they died. But he has introduced himself to paranormal investigators as Walter. So we simply refer to the ghost known to haunt B340 as Walter.